Well, hello, treasure seekers and gold hunters. I'm here today as both a treasure seeker and a treasure depositor. Somewhere in this park, I have hidden a little treasure chest filled with gold. You saw it in the beginning. And the reason why I picked this park, Coolbrith Park, not only does it has fantastic views, I believe this is one of the solves for The Secret, the book that was written where all these treasure chests are hidden. I'll show it to you here. And there's several reasons why I'm going to go through, and if you pay close attention, you'll see where I hid my treasure here. And this is just to bring some fun. I know a lot of people that seek the treasure hunts from The Secret. It's hard. It's really hard. So this is giving everybody an opportunity to find a little bit of something.
And we're going to start here with Ina Coolbrith.
And there's several reasons why I have picked her. And if there is no treasure here, this woman right here, this is where the treasure's at. She needs to be honored, and I just wanted to go over the reasons why I think that the treasure is buried here and show you where I hid the treasure, my treasure, the Minor Mall treasure. So stay tuned, come with me, let's go on an adventure, let's find some treasure, and look at this view. You've got the bay, you've got Alcatraz over there, it's quite beautiful. And Minor Mall out.
Let's start with some research. The most compelling evidence is that Ina used to live on Lincoln, which is now Macondray Lane. Macondray is on the left side of Coolbrith Park. JJP once mentioned in an interview that Byron liked the fact that one of the names of the street had changed because it lent historical aspect. I believe the same is going on here. If you're looking at the image, you can clearly see that there is what looks to be an image of Lincoln on the left side. Here's a side-by-side comparison of where Lincoln, Macondray would be to the park. Next, her name is in the dragon, Coolbrith. The T and the H are crossed by her hands. And if that's not enough, her original name was Josephine Donna Smith. She was the niece to Joseph Smith, who started the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And here are the initials JS, her initials, in the rows. Here you will see the outline of the park, the steps on the right, and then the lake, the little lake, shows you crossing the street of where the park begins and ends. Here is the Trinity symbol, and she was known as the Golden Gate Trinity, and also in the poem GGT is represented. We know that she was known as the Pearl of her tribe by Mark Twain. Ding! We all know that the secret treasure hunt in San Francisco is a pearl. It's been said that New York and San Francisco are related, and you see these buildings? They look Russian to me. Ina Coolbrith Park is right next to Russian Hill. More on that later. So we've all seen her sleeves, 2 sets of blocks. If you go exactly from where Dragon's Gate is and count the blocks, it's 4 blocks over and between 9 and 10 blocks up. A lot of people believe that the flower represents the Fairmont Hotel, and if it's true, the leaf is pointing in the direction to the sleeve. And the sleeve is telling us to go 2 blocks over and 10 blocks up, which puts you right at the stone door. Notice Alcatraz in the background in the painting, as well as the railing next to the rose. And then look at the picture next to it. That's shot from Coolbrith Park. You can see all of the same items in both. Now we're going to walk it.
And right here on Jones Street. And this is Stonewall's door. See it here? At Stonewall's door.
The air smells sweet. There are so many gardens here, right here within this area. If you continue walking, you'll see the Russian hillside. And as you continue walking, you come up to this. Watch what happens.
High posts are 3. 1, 2, 3.
So you can see the 3 high posts, but look at this. This is the beginning of the park and the top of the image from the painting. That's significant. As well as the painting and the doorway are the same shape. Now here on the clock you see an anchor, of which I believe is Russian Hill, the top of Colworth Park. Many soldiers were buried here during the gold rush, and I believe this ties it back to the Salve in New York. When you've reached the bottom, you see this, and MCMXIV is a poem written by Philip Larkin. The Asian Art Museum is on Larkin. Education and justice for all to see. You can see Alcatraz and Berkeley. Sounds from the sky near Aces High. Grace Cathedral still plays their bells, and the Transamerica period is in the shape of an A. Ace.
The sounds from the sky. You'll see here that we're still on Taylor Street, the same street as the park. How beautiful that is, huh?
Just before you cross Taylor Street, you'll see 2 semicircles stamped into the concrete. They've been there for a very long time, and that's what this is. Heading north, but first across. You have to cross the street. Once you cross the street, you come right up to Ina's plaque.
See how this looks like the rose?
So not only does her hair look like the rose on the plaque, she wrote a poem called Only a Rose. On the plaque, June 15th is when the plaque was dedicated, and we know that the San Francisco hunt is the month of June, and I find that significant as well. Sticking with the plaque, she was a librarian for 32 years. Do you see the blue 32 under her hands? Yeah.
So now we're going to head north. So this is straight north.
In the jewel's direction is an object of Twain's attention. We know before this was called Poet's Corner, it was called Inspiration Point, and Twain hung out here and wrote poetry with his buddies. It also seems like he might have had a crush on her homegirl. Giant pole. It's a red herring, you guys. Same with the image of the Golden Gate Park on the dragon. This is what I think the table is. And it also is part of the GGT, which is the Golden Gate Trinity. Now let's talk about the giant step. That's what this symbol is. We have to go back to the sleeves. There are 2 stairwells. Each stairwell has different steps, 18 steps and 20 steps. Right around the corner from the light are these steps. How did I know this? The shadow on the clock from the light post is pointing in the direction of the steps. When I cast the shadow for June from the light post, it lands at sunset right on the stairs. Somebody was talking about triangulation using the triangle, and this is what I came up with, that it shows the exact spot. I thought it was on the plateau on this side where the bushes are, but then in the middle of the night it dawned on me. Her back is facing towards Alcatraz. She's looking at the gem. The final clue came from the sleeves. She's pointing to 7 blocks. We went back the next morning and this is what we saw. If you count over 3 and then 4, which is what she's pointing to on the sleeves, it lands you here.
Okay, I'm at the Salve site, and this is where I believe it is, but somebody's planted flowers here, and I'm not going to destroy that. I mean, I looked around, but if you notice, if you go over 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you follow this up,
I think it's right in here. And then I noticed too, just past that lavender, somebody's planted a little plant back there. It's like a succulent, but it's a really odd place for a succulent. I don't know if I'm showing it here. It's back there. It's right, where is it? There. I'll take a better picture of it. I have a funny feeling that somebody that knows about the secret in the family put it there, and that this is the location. Okay, so that's the little flower that was planted here, and I'm going to zoom back out and you'll see why I think that that is kind of like a marker. I think somebody knows about it. And yeah, here's the rocks, and here's the other thing, and this is where I think it's supposed to be. So I think it's, you go from here, you go straight back, which is right where that lavender is. And then there's that little flower right behind there. I think that it's right here. I mean, I walked around a little bit, didn't really want to probe because it's so pristine, you guys, but it's kind of cute, you know? I mean, it's very pretty. You could tell that this used to be like flourishing with flowers. I also noticed that this little crevice here looks like her hairline. Don't forget to stay tuned, because not only am I providing you guys with this, I'm also hiding a little treasure chest here, so stay tuned. If you do happen to find this treasure, you can keep the pearl, but if you could please just add me as somebody that helped with the solve, I would greatly appreciate it. I spent a lot of time on this, and I really do feel in my bones that it's here, just like everybody else thinks their solve is where it's at. Or maybe JJP or Byron's wife sees this and it jogs their memory, and I can just be given it. That'd be cool, because that's how it used to be with the book before Byron's passing. It'd be really great if we could still honor that. So I hope you've enjoyed my solve for the secret. I think that it's important to keep the hunt going. I think this is a beautiful little spot. I can show you a little bit. So pretty. And if I do think this is the spot, and Byron picked a good spot. I think his wife would be proud of him if this was indeed the spot, because it's beautiful right here. It's there. See this blue staining right here? Follow it down to right there. I really want to dedicate this YouTube to my mom. Her birthday's coming up, and we lost her a couple years ago. Worked very hard on this, and I hope it's something that she would have been proud of. And I want to honor Ina. What a woman. I leave you with one of her poems.